70% of change initiatives fail. That statistic has haunted leaders for decades, and despite all our advanced project management tools and data analytics, it hasn't budged. Why? Because leaders are trained to lead with logic, charts, data, ROI projections. But change isn't a logical process for the people experiencing it. It's emotional. It triggers fear, uncertainty, and a natural resistance to the unknown. Your perfectly crafted PowerPoint deck might explain the underscore what underscore and the underscore why underscore, but it fails to create the emotional commitment needed for people to truly embrace a new direction. The missing ingredient isn't more data, it's a story. Today, I'll show you a strategic storytelling framework that turns resistance into buy-in. We'll break down a three-part model that addresses the core psychological barriers to change and gives you a practical way to lead your next initiative with confidence and connection. If you're new here, please subscribe and like, because I share tips to help you improve your career. There's a fundamental cognitive gap between understanding a change logically and committing to it emotionally. When you present a spreadsheet, you're speaking to the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that handles rational thought. But change is processed first by the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center. It interprets any significant shift as a potential risk, triggering a fight or flight response. This is why even the most technically sound initiatives stall. I saw this firsthand with a client rolling out a new CRM system. The business case was ironclad. It would save hundreds of hours and improve customer insights. But the sales team resisted fiercely. They weren't resisting the software. They were resisting the threat to their established routines and perceived competence. Storytelling works because it engages different neural pathways. A compelling narrative can reduce amygdala activation by creating a sense of safety and shared purpose. It connects the change to human experience, making the unknown feel more familiar and less threatening. This is the bridge you need to build. So, how do you construct a narrative that drives change? Let's dive into the three-part framework: the challenge, the journey, and the future state. Each part is designed to address a specific psychological barrier. Part 1 is the challenge ***. This is where you set the stage. You must honestly articulate the current reality and why it's unsustainable. This isn't about blaming people, it's about creating a shared sense of urgency. The psychological barrier here is complacency. People need to feel that staying the same is more painful than changing. For example, instead of saying, "Our market share is declining," frame it as a story. Remember 5 years ago when we were the undisputed leader? Our customers loved us. But last quarter, 3 of our most loyal clients switched to a competitor offering a more personalized experience. That's the challenge we face, staying relevant in a market that expects more. This creates a common starting point that everyone recognizes. Part 2 is ***, the journey ***. This is the navigation of the transformation itself. Here, you acknowledge the difficulties and outline the path forward. The barrier you're overcoming is anxiety about the process. Be transparent about the hurdles, the training, the temporary dip in productivity, the learning curve. But frame it as a collective effort. Use "we" language. The journey won't be easy. There will be days when the old system seems simpler. But we'll tackle this together with training sessions, support teams, and a clear plan for each phase. We'll celebrate small wins along the way, like the first team to fully migrate their accounts. This reduces uncertainty and makes people feel supported, not commanded. Finally, Part 3 is ***, the future state ***. This is where you paint a vivid picture of success. The barrier here is a lack of vision. People need to see the destination to endure the journey. Don't just describe metrics, describe the experience. Imagine 6 months from now. Instead of spending hours on manual data entry, you're using that time to build deeper client relationships. You have real-time insights at your fingertips, allowing you to anticipate customer needs before they even ask. That's the future we're building, a place where we're not just efficient, but truly exceptional. This part connects the change to positive emotions and individual benefits, making the effort feel worthwhile. This framework systematically moves your team from recognizing the problem through the uncertainty of change to a compelling vision of the outcome. It replaces fear with purpose. If you're finding this helpful, please subscribe and like, because it helps us create content that matters to you. Also, if you want to take your skills further, check out our executive education and executive coaching programs at execbeat.com. Now that we have the framework, let's see how it applies to 3 common but challenging scenarios you might face. The real test of any leadership tool is its adaptability to different contexts. First, consider *** digital transformation rollout ***. This is often met with technical skepticism and fear of obsolescence. Using our framework, you'd start with the challenge. Instead of leading with, "We're implementing a new AI platform," you'd say, "Our competitors are using data to predict customer behavior while we're still reacting. We're losing ground because our tools can't keep up." The challenge is that our current systems are holding us back from being proactive. For the journey, acknowledge the learning curve. We'll have dedicated training and a phased rollout. There will be a support hotline, and we'll create super users in each department to help their colleagues. For the future state, paint the picture. Imagine having a system that flags potential issues before they become problems, giving you more time for strategic work instead of firefighting. That's the efficiency and insight we're building towards. The second scenario is *** merging company cultures post-acquisition ***. This is deeply emotional, often feeling like a takeover rather than a merger. The challenge here is to validate both histories. Both of our companies have incredible legacies. Company A is known for innovation and Company B for operational excellence. The challenge is that if we don't intentionally blend these strengths, we risk creating a divided culture that lacks a clear identity. The journey must be inclusive. This isn't about one company absorbing the other. We're going on a journey to create something new together. We'll form integration teams with members from both sides to define our new shared values and processes. The future state should be unifying. We're building a new, market-leading organization that combines the best of both worlds, the culture that's both agile and disciplined, where everyone feels they belong to the same winning team. The third scenario is *** implementing new operational processes ***, which often feels like micromanagement. The challenge is to show the pain of the current state. Our current approval process takes an average of 7 days. That means we're slower to market than our competitors, and our teams are frustrated by the bottlenecks. The challenge is that our internal bureaucracy is stifling our agility. The journey needs to emphasize support. We're redesigning the process from the ground up, with input from the people who use it daily. We'll pilot the new system in one department first, work out the kinks, and provide clear training before a full rollout. The future state focuses on empowerment. The goal is to give you more autonomy and less paperwork. You will have the authority to make faster decisions, allowing you to respond to opportunities in real time. A common pitfall in all these scenarios is skipping straight to the future state without adequately addressing the challenge or the journey. People need to feel the need for change before they can buy into the solution. Another mistake is using generic language. Your story must be specific to your organization's reality. Adapt the framework by adjusting the emphasis. In a crisis, you might spend less time on the challenge because urgency is already high and more on the journey to provide reassurance. In a proactive change, you'll need to build more of the case for the challenge to create that initial momentum. Turning this framework into your own powerful narrative requires a deliberate process. It's not about winning a speech, it's about crafting a message that resonates. Start by assessing your audience's current mindset. Are they fearful, skeptical, or complacent? Your opening, the challenge, must meet them where they are. If they are fearful, acknowledge their anxiety directly. If they are complacent, you need to make the status quo feel riskier than the change itself. This diagnosis is critical because it determines the emotional tone of your entire narrative. Next, identify the core emotional drivers. What are the underlying fears? Is it fear of failure, loss of status, or increased workload? And what are the hoped-for gains? Is it pride, recognition, or greater work-life balance? Your story must speak to these drivers. For instance, if a primary fear is appearing incompetent with new technology, your journey section must heavily emphasize the training and support available. Then, structure your narrative arc using the three-part framework. Write it down. For the challenge, gather specific, relatable examples of the current pain points. For the journey, outline the concrete steps, resources, and support mechanisms. For the future state, describe the outcome in vivid, sensory detail. What will people see, feel, and experience differently? This isn't a high-level vision statement, it's a tangible picture of a better day-to-day reality. Before you deliver it widely, test and refine your story with a small, trusted group. Pay attention to their questions and objections. Where do they get stuck? What points don't land? This feedback is invaluable for strengthening your narrative and anticipating reactions. Finally, prepare for different stakeholder reactions. Some will be early adopters. Your story should empower them to become champions. Some will be resistors. Your narrative should acknowledge their concerns and show a path for them. Your story isn't a monologue. It's the beginning of a conversation that you need to be ready to continue. The consistent thread in successful change is that storytelling bridges the critical gap between a strategic plan and genuine adoption. Data provides the rationale, but narrative provides the reason to care. Your immediate takeaway is this: before your next change initiative, invest time in crafting its story. Don't just present the solution, guide your team through the challenge, the journey, and the future state. I challenge you to apply one element of this framework, perhaps starting your next announcement with a compelling challenge story, and observe the difference in engagement. The ability to turn strategy into story is what separates managers who implement change from leaders who inspire it. Now, go build your narrative. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, because it helps us bring you more free videos. And if you're ready to grow your career, visit execbeat.com to learn about our executive education and coaching.